Oh my gosh, you guys, we all want more buyers, but if our copy isn't written to our ideal client, then we hear crickets all day long. Our guest today on the Erin Strayer Show is an amazing copywriter. She writes copy for amazing high level coaches, entrepreneurs, small businesses, and very, very large businesses as well. And I'm super excited because she's going to be talking about how to write copy that gets you the yes. So if you're here with us, make sure you say hello. Make sure you share this video out with your friends and your colleagues and your clients, because it's amazing information that she's going to be dropping for us. And we're going to be talking to Tania Dakka. Let me talk about her for just a second. She can say hi. Hey.
Thank you very much for having me, Erin. You are at thebomb.com.
I love Tania. I'm going to read off my paper here so I don't get it incorrect here. Tania coaches elite coaches that trust her with their words and their emotions. They rely on her to crank out the copy that will help them maintain their status. She's going to show us how to do it. She's been writing online since 2011, creating emotion in people and sales in businesses. She's contributed copy to campaigns for a campaign that's $61 million in a household brand that you would recognize if I dropped the name. She writes copy for powerful, high-earning coaches, franchises, small businesses, and she can, because there's one thing that she understands: the power of the feels, people. And it drives all of us humans. And if you master that, then you master the art of craveable copy. Hi, everybody. This is Tania Dakka. Hi, girl.
How are you?
I'm great. I'm super excited that you allowed and found time in your schedule to hop on live with us today. And I'm super excited that you have the moment to be with us and to share your amazing insight and your quality. And again, you guys, if you're on with us, you by all means want to grab a pencil and a piece of paper, because Tania is going to be laying down some massive tips today. So do you want to give us a little bit of backstory?
Well, thank you for letting me here and say my deal. But the backstory is, I don't even have a backstory. Like I get away from the insanity of sitting at home, and it turned out to be a career. And I didn't plan on that, and I didn't shoot for that, but thankfully that's what it's become. So, but that's, I mean, and I guess it's all comes down to getting the yes. All comes down to being able to really read people and being able to present yourself with the emotion that like you feel about your product and your services already.
Yeah, so it's all about the emotion. So copy. Let's talk about that word copy, because it scares the heck out of me, like that word, because I've never been one to I love my pencil, but beyond that, like,
it's a scary thing. I mean, it's like, but everything you write, especially now, because before it was a little bit different. Writing letters and sending emails and whatever were just, communications. But now everything is evolved, and everything that you type online is technically copy, even if it's just a social post that you put out just to create brand awareness or to impart value on your audience or whatever. Everything you write is deemed a piece of copy, basically. So there's social copy, there's web copy, there's email copy, there's sales copy. Everything is different, and everything has a nuance of its own. And the biggest thing that you have to keep in mind when you're writing is, who are you writing for? And I don't mean their demographics. That's like the first level thing, but who are they, like, down? What do they do in the morning when they get up? What car do they drive? Why do they drive that car? Everything is driven by the why, by the way. So whether you're writing a social post or you're writing a blog post, even, because blog post is also copy, even though it's considered actually content, but it's definitely copy because its goal is to get the people on board with you, either to be a subscriber or to book a discovery call or whatever. So keep their whys in mind when you write, and you will reduce that gap that tends to be in a lot of emails and blog posts and stuff that's floating around out there.
Yeah. And that's so important too, to like really get into your head who that person is, you know, what they like, what they dislike. Yeah, even down to what kind of car they buy and drive. Like, that's your person. And when you can envision them, I think that your words flow better, and we forget so often it's not about us.
I think too, it helps though when you actually role play and put yourself in their shoes. And that's often a way that I have to do, you know, every time I'm tackling a new project. I have to get into that space. I have to go, okay, what was it like when I got up this morning? What was I feeling? What you know, frustrated me? What do I really need a solution to? And how is this program going to offer me that solution? And then go from there.
Yeah. And I think, and I'm going to go back to me, I know that I'm guilty of that I forget to put myself in my client's shoes, my ideal customer's shoes. I you know, and that's something that I need to shift and change, if are going to continue to relate with my people, right? Like,
yeah. You want to be sure that what you're doing is bridging a gap every time you write. Mm-hmm. And so what you have to listen to are the conversations that you see online, the things that your testimonials have to say, the emails that are coming into you from prospects, and the conversations that you have on discovery calls. And once you really sort of get out of that space, because a lot of people are in that, oh, I need to tell them about my product. I need to tell them about my service. I need to tell them about my whatever. And it's all about themselves. It's all about what they have to offer. But the readers don't really care what you have to offer. What they care about is how are their lives going to be changed in the end? What is going to happen? You know, the mornings without the screaming kids, the being able to handle the screaming kids when they do happen, and that sort of thing. And so you have to, in order to bridge that gap, and in order to like really sort of effectively use the role play idea, you have to actually use specifics. And a lot of people are really scared. Oh, I want to say that. Maybe it's not a Ferrari that they want to drive. Maybe it's, they want to drive a, I don't know, 4Runner. Okay.
Right.
So, you know, I don't want to use the wrong example, but it's not, the example creates the emotion, whether it's the same example that they relate to or not. Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And I think that's huge when, you know, everybody wants to drive a Ferrari, but what's the reality of it, right? Like, and the reality of the people that you're connecting with. Where are they at? Are they driving the Ford Broncos, or are they driving, you know what I mean? Or are they driving the Land Rover? What are they driving?
So the way you use those specifics, though, is actually in like the copy, and you get into the headline and you write the headline. Let's see. So stop worrying about dinner tonight at 6 and let everything go. Bubble bath will be waiting for you, and the kids won't be screaming when it's time to get in. I didn't just throw in whatever. So, but yeah. Instead of saying, you know, learn to find inner peace, or find your space where, you know, the world stops. And that sort of vagueness is what does not resonate with them.
Yeah.
So their specific problem, their specific issue has to be in the headline, or regardless of whether it's a blog post or an email or web copy or social copy. It has to be problems that they want to deal with, or the dreams that they have.
Mm.
So it has to be specifics, but it doesn't have to be specific to them.
Got it.
Okay.
You know, those are huge.
Think about the last movie you watched. What's the last movie you watched?
We just got done with the Hunger Games series.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, have you ever lived in that time period?
No.
Have you ever been through those experiences?
No.
Yet the story resonates with you.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and I
way.
almost can't continue because my kid's the same age as, you know, in first movie, my kid's 12. It's like they're hijacking 12-year-olds to send them out. I'm like, I'm not watching this.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? So these are the kinds of things that you don't have. Like, it's just an illustration that you can use any specific and it's going to resonate. It's the emotion behind the specific that connects.
Yeah.
That, of course. Sorry.
Yeah. And I know that there's good and bad copy, right? Is that one of the parameters that make it good or bad, is whether or not there's emotion involved in it? Or
yeah, if there's no emotion, then you haven't done anything. You might as well just spit on the page, basically. And using features is the first thing that everybody does, and I don't know if it's because people don't really understand the difference between features and benefits, which is also industry jargon for vague ambiguity and specificity, basically. You can say inner peace and self-care and all of this stuff, and that means jack shit then. But can I swear?
You did. We like it real around here.
Okay, good. So you have to work for the examples. The inner peace would be not losing your shit when everybody has gone crazy around you, or taking Sunday afternoon to actually go get a pedicure instead of running to go run errands instead. You know what I mean? So that bad copy would be copy that is feature based and not at all connected with any emotion.
Oh, so good. And I'm just going to go back to me. I get so wrapped up in the features and the benefits, because that's what's ingrained in us. Like 77,000 coaches are teaching it, right? And this is how you do it. And you got to have your features and your benefits. Well, what are you really providing, right?
Exactly.
What's that emotional connection? And
yeah, that's a really, a lot of people stand up and they give you they hand you the industry jargon that they've read on marketing websites all over the place, not the actual nitty gritty of what that even means. What does it even mean to write a benefit driven headline or a pain driven headline? How does that work? And that's another thing that really kind of impacts whether or not your copy is successful, is by using the right directive, because your audience might not be driven by pain. Your audience might be driven by benefits only. So then that's when you talk to the Maserati and the gym. What do you call it?
I don't know, Land Rovers.
No, the freaking fuck is it called? The club. What do you call it? The social club?
Oh, yeah.
What they're called. Anyway, so dinner out at the club and all of these things. Those are the benefits. And the features would be having the life you want, or doing the things you want to do, allowing you to whatever. And it's like blank emotion when you use the features.
Yeah, let that land, people. I know RJ was on here. She said vagueness does not resonate.
Exactly. Vagueness, ambiguity does not resonate at all.
Yeah. And so really, connection is key. And connection puts money in your pocket. But what makes that happen and flip and become second nature, so there doesn't have to be a, oh my gosh, I didn't put any emotion in that. Oh my gosh. Is that just a time after time after time?
Yeah, that's just from doing it over and over again. And what I started to say was your audience, you have to have the right emotion for the audience that you're writing for. So some will be benefit, some will be pain. It just depends on who the people are. So you have to test your copy, and doing that over and over and again, over again, testing of the copy is what gets you to that space. And it's not like you're going to, do it the first time and do it right. We have to have edit after edit after edit. And I forgot which writer it is. It's like good stories are not written, they're edited.
Oh.
So you have to allow yourself to write shit, basically. And you have to allow yourself to just really suck at what it is you put on the page, and then go back and play with it until you get it to that point. Because what you're going to do in that first draft is you're going to make sure you've got a headline, you've got body copy in there that supports that headline, and you're going to list some benefits and some and features, and then you're going to list a little bit more body copy, depending on how big of thing you're selling. And I'm talking about a sales page, not a social copy. And then, you're going to have the bones of it laid out. So then you're able to go back in and sort of strip that meat off and really get down to what matters in the words and put in what you need to have there.
Yeah. Yeah. So in your experience, I'm pretty sure I know what you're going to say. Like that's the repetitive mistake that you see people making over and over and over again, right? Like is just that
blah.
The blah.
Vanilla. It's vanilla. I'm so fucking sick of vanilla. Vanilla is awesome for ice cream, especially if you got Hershey syrup dumped all over it. But it fucking sucks for copy. You can't like expect anything to resonate with anybody if you haven't put part of your soul and part of their soul in it. That's what I love. Like with copy is like a melding of the minds. It's bringing your ideas with their language as well as your language and bringing like all of your souls into this one central place. But people who don't have that soul, who don't tap into that soul of their clients or the soul of their own souls, they just, I gotta tell them about this program and just sit down and jam away on this paper, and it's like, you're gonna love your life in 6 weeks and everything's gonna be hunky dory and all you gotta do is trust me and hand me your $25,000. And it's like, what? So you have to put the passion that put that program into you onto the page and use that fire that they have, that they need from you into what you do as well. And so when you let go of all the pages you've seen everywhere else, well, this, I learned how to write this from this one. I learned how to write that from that one. And then you're sitting there with a page that looks and sounds like everybody else's page. They have all the same features. You don't stand out. Everybody, the eyes glaze over and they're gone. They don't stay and read. And
that's where you got the swiping going on because nothing lands, right? Like
exactly. They're not gonna get anywhere. You're not gonna get anywhere with them with copy that isn't written for them.
Yeah. Yeah. All these people that offer, hey, here's my swipe copy. Just do what I did.
It's all jargon and it's all just laid out. And you can, even if you tweak it some or whatever, you can see the pattern. I've seen email after email after email come through my email, and it's like, dude, you guys all wrote the same the same email, and it's like, okay, you don't think anybody's going to see that? You can't do that. As much as I like templates and I like swipe and all that, they still have to be tempered with the temperament and the attitude of the reader and the writer.
Yeah. And I think that's so huge. And I have in the past used templates. I have bought people swipe copies so that I can use them when I was learning. And it's super easy just to, plug and go, and you think you're done. And it's like, but you're still hearing crickets.
Right. Because Aaron wasn't there. Aaron wasn't present. You have to put Aaron in there for them to want to click through and actually book or whatever. Right.
And I think that's, in my opinion, and you can totally tell me differently because this is your baby. You're the guru here. I think that's where people lose out, right? Like in that connection and actually putting their personality and their verbiage into their copy. And, they just are so into cutting and pasting, or, hey, she wrote it like this, so I'm just going to write it like that. And
or they get so like, I don't know what to do. And so they miss, I'm going to go through here and I'm just going to tell them again what I have to offer and hope that that's good enough. So you have to have, if you're writing sales copy, you have to have particular constituents in place. You need to have that blurb copy. You need to have the bullets. And it don't matter. It doesn't matter if the bullets are up here, down here, or whatever. But you can't fear fucking it up and just not do it at all. You know what I mean? So you gotta throw yourself in there, and you just gotta strip it all off and let yourself go and let yourself be wrong so that you know what to do next time.
Yeah, and learn from that, right? Like, hey, I did it and that didn't work, or some of that worked and most of it didn't, and, right? And be okay with the fact that you put it out there and now you get to tweak it. Yeah, that's huge with any part of stuff. Just do it and then make adjustments. Yeah. Yeah. So So let's talk about some things that you got going on. What do you got going on? How do people find you?
So much going on though. And then,
Yeah.
I mean, I launched a new baby. It's called the Copy Edge, and it's mostly for DIYers, and it's a whole $34 a month. It's insane. Insane.
That's it? $34 a month?
It's ridiculous. And I'm not going to leave it at that price, obviously. Huh?
What'd you call it?
It's called the Copy Edge, and what it is basically it's a help desk. So whatever copy anybody writes, they can ship it over to me on a help desk ticket. And I'm really proud of that because we used to do it in a Facebook group, and it was really kind of hard because a lot of people had privacy issues in there. So
right.
We got this help desk set up, and now people submit their copy privately, and then I go through and you take my red marker. This is not going to work here. You need to fix this. This needs to be whatever. And what they end up with is conversions that went from 0% to 15% and so forth. And we got sellout programs and all that stuff. So it's an insane value.
Wow. Wow. And how beneficial, if you guys are launching a program, to have somebody like Tania who writes for $6 million corporations look at your copy.
3 million. I'm sorry.
How many million? It's still got an M in it. I don't care. There's like a lot of zeros and a couple commas. So like we can put any number you want in there. Right? Like, how invaluable is that to have someone like Tania have her eyeballs and her expertise on your sales copy, whatever that looks like.
Web copy, email copy, ads, what else? White papers, blog posts. I mean, it's insane. Like you can submit a piece every single day, and I have like a turnaround time right now. Right now, the turnaround time is 48 business hours.
48 business hours. 48 business hours.
Yeah, to get it back, and then it's mostly coming back the next day or maybe the day after. But so it's not really that long. But the $34 is not going to stay long because the value for this is ridiculous. It's basically putting me on your team. I'm not doing the strategy stuff, but I'm helping you tighten that copy and get details on your audience and saying, okay, what is this and what does it look like and what do we want to happen with it? And then I go in and fix it or help you fix it. I don't do the fixing, but I tell you what needs to be fixed. And
what an unbelievable resource. Jeez, OP.
Thank you. And I've got the diamond mine, which is sales page that comes with a marketing strategy. So if anybody's, their programs aren't selling or whatever, then this comes with ads and audiences. And we have I even help them create a funnel with it and so forth. It's a magnificent package also.
Wow. Will you drop those links in the feed when we're done so people can go check them out or where to hang out with you? And hang in your space and in your amazingness, because really she makes a wicked salsa too, you guys. I'm just saying.
I'm gonna have to box that up and ship you some. I'm sure you're a better chef than I am, though, so I'm sure you're blasted out of the water.
I don't know, but I'm going to buy some stuff for it as soon as we're done with this. Yeah. So what else do you want to talk about here, Tania? Well, we got a couple minutes left, and do you want to? What else do you want to talk about? Like, go ahead. Something. Yeah.
I just want copy. Copy is a big thing that's very scary to people, but once you let yourself feel into who you are and why you put that program together, and feel into who they are and what it is that they're really, really looking for, what it is that they really, really struggle with. And you start to write from that place, you will get tighter and tighter copy as you practice with it, whether it's with your social or with your emails. And you have to, when you're testing, really pay attention to your numbers. What has gotten engagement? What has gotten reactions? What has been commented on? What has gotten replies in your emails? And what is being shared in terms of your blog posts? That gives you a lot of insight into what your people are really, really, really struggling with. And that's where you write copy.
Yeah. And that's huge. And that goes back to that testing stuff too, right? Like put it out there, see what happens, see if you get engagement on it, but you got to ask for it too though, right? Like if you're just putting it out there and you're not asking in your emails, hey guys, respond to this. Let me know what you think.
Yeah. A call to action is really, really good. And I email my people almost every day. So don't be afraid to over contact with them, over communicate with them, and get into their inbox, and then end every email with a call to action, end every social post with a call to action, end every blog post with a call to action. And a call to action can just be hit reply and tell me blah, blah, blah. Or it can be subscribe to this, or it can be sign up for this, or it can be buy that. But you need to tell them to do something at every point. But I really, really like emails that give that give education and value sprinkled in with the buy my shit emails. So you aren't just emailing them when you've got something to sell and you're sending them your handout. You're emailing them with reasons to stay on your list. Okay, I'm getting really good content from Erin. I'm going to stay here. This is crazy stuff.
Yeah, I like that too. And I think we get scared to asking our people to do something. Mm-hmm. I think we're scared. Hey, jump in my group. Hey, jump on my Facebook Live. Hey, check out my blog post. Here's a snippet of it. Click for the rest of it. You know what I mean? Like, we get scared to ask people to do something else with their time right now.
Well, and here's the thing, though. If you believe in your product or your service or your community that deeply, then you're doing them a favor.
Yeah.
This is a good thing for them. This is not an ask for you. You're not being selfish. You're not being marketing and pushy. You're helping them by giving them a space to learn and to grow and to become, the next level of whoever they are and so forth. So you've got to look at it from the service point of view, not the taking point of view.
Yeah, because it's not smarmy, sleazy, salesman-y, right? Like, it's not. It's somebody had said a while ago, and I can't remember who it was. It's a disservice if you keep it to yourself.
That's true. Especially if you've got something that is that special, and hopefully you do.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, you guys, I could talk all afternoon, or have Tania talk all afternoon. I just sitting here taking notes because she's brilliant. We've been talking to you guys today on the Erin Sawyer Show with Tania Dakka, who is an amazing, amazing copywriter, and has an amazing program. She was just talking about it. Actually, 2 different programs. She's going to drop the links in here when we're done. Seriously, you guys, she is a wealth of information. She is extremely educated. She's knowledgeable in her craft, and she is so skillful, and she's honest, and she is witty. And
can make a mean salsa.
And she likes some bourbon, and she rides. So, I mean, she's an all-around girl. So we like that, and I like the realness of her, and I like how you are super straightforward and cut through the chase, because we don't have time to waste and we don't have money to burn. And right?
Yeah.
And so why not go and spend your time with the people that are going to get you farther, faster? Tania Dakka is one of those. So you guys, copy is your hugest part of your entire business. Hands down, it's in every single thing that you do, whether it's your web content, whether it's your Facebook content, your Instagram content, your Twitter content, your LinkedIn content. It's all words on paper, and this is your girl. So I appreciate your time, Tania. Hang out with me just for a second as soon as we're done. And you guys, thank you so much for being right here on the Erin Sawyer Show. This is where we uplift and leverage amazing females that are out there doing things just a little bit differently. Thank you so much for being here. We'll see you right back here soon. Thanks, Tania.
Bye-bye.